Good morning/afternoon, everyone. I'm excited to welcome you to our presentation on an overview of U.S. educational models and school choice. Today, we'll be diving into the different types of schools across the country, how they're funded, governed, and the various instructional approaches they employ. This exploration will give us a clearer understanding of the educational landscape in the United States and the options available to students and families. Let's get started. The U.S. education system is made up of a wide variety of school models, each designed to meet different needs and serve diverse communities. These include traditional public schools, which most students attend, as well as private schools that operate independently. We also have charter schools, which are publicly funded but operate with more flexibility, magnet schools that often focus on specialized curricula, and alternative learning environments that cater to unique student needs. Each of these models plays a specific role in providing education, addressing the needs of different student populations. By understanding this diversity, we can better grasp how schools function, how they are funded, and how they are governed throughout the country. This foundation is essential as we explore the complexities of the U.S. education system. Let's look at the different types of schools and what makes each unique. Public schools are government funded and managed, serving most students in a community. They usually enroll students based on where they live and follow a standard curriculum set by the state to ensure consistency. Private schools, on the other hand, operate independently and rely on tuition fees and private donations for funding. These schools often have specific focuses, like religious education or specialized teaching approaches, and tend to be more selective about who they accept. Then we have charter schools, which are an interesting blend. They receive public funding, but have more freedom in how they operate. While enrollment is generally open, if there are too many applicants, a lottery system is used to decide who gets in. Charter schools often try out innovative teaching methods and curricula to improve learning outcomes. Each type offers different opportunities depending on a student's needs and family preferences. When we look at the different sources of funding for schools, we see that federal funding plays a smaller role overall. It's often focused on special programs like Title I, which supports disadvantaged students. This funding also comes with requirements that schools must comply with federal laws. The biggest chunk of funding, however, comes from a state. States allocate money based on formulas that take into account factors like how many students are enrolled, the wealth of the local community, and the specific needs of students. They also set minimum standards to make sure all schools receive adequate funding and resources. Finally, local funding mostly comes from property taxes and is used to cover everyday expenses and maintain school facilities. Because property values can vary widely, this local funding can lead to significant differences in resources between districts. When we look at classroom and instructional variations across U.S. schools, we see a broad range of approaches tailored to each school's mission and the needs of their students. Traditional classrooms are often characterized by teacher-led instruction, where the teacher directs the lesson and students sit in fixed seating arrangements. This setup is quite structured and familiar to most of us. On the other hand, many schools now embrace collaborative and project-based learning. These environments focus on group work and encourage students to develop critical thinking skills by actively engaging in real-world problems and discussions. Technology also plays a significant role in transforming classrooms. Digital tools enable personalized learning experiences, allowing students to progress at their own pace. Additionally, alternative models like multi-age classrooms, flipped classrooms where students engage with new material at home and do practice in class, and competency-based regression are becoming more common. All these variations aim to meet diverse learning styles and boost student engagement, creating a more dynamic and inclusive educational experience. At the federal level, the government sets broad education policies through legislation and attaches funding conditions to ensure compliance. It also enforces civil rights laws to promote equity and oversees national education standards. Moving to the state level, state education departments take charge of establishing specific education standards, learning objectives, and teacher certification requirements. They also develop accountability systems and manage the allocation of public school funding, ensuring policies are put into action effectively. At the local level, school boards and districts handle the day-to-day running of schools. They tailor policies to fit the unique needs of their communities, hire staff, and manage budgets. This local governance is crucial because it allows schools to adapt and respond directly to the priorities of their students and families. School choice programs give families the opportunity to choose from different schooling options beyond their assigned public schools. One important option is public charter schools, which often provide specialized curricula and operate with greater independence compared to traditional public schools. Another option is private schools, which some families can attend through scholarships or vouchers, making private education more accessible. Magnet schools represent another pathway, offering themed or specialized instruction designed to attract a diverse group of students. Additionally, open enrollment policies allow students to attend public schools outside of their designated zones. The overall goal of school choice is to promote competition among schools, enhance the quality of education, and better align schooling options with the unique needs and preferences of students and their families. Charter schools are publicly funded but operate independently from traditional public schools. They're authorized by regional educational agencies or boards, which grants them the flexibility to manage staffing, curriculum, and budgeting in ways that traditional schools might not. This autonomy allows charter schools to offer alternative educational options for families who want something different from the standard public school experience. They often pioneer innovative teaching methods and organizational approaches, experimenting with new ways to engage students and improve learning outcomes. These schools also tend to serve a wide range of student populations, sometimes focusing on specialized programs to meet diverse needs. Overall, charter schools expand educational choices, supporting the idea of school choice by giving families more options. Despite their independence, they are still held accountable for their academic performance and financial management, ensuring they deliver quality education responsibly. Voucher programs are designed to give families more control over their children's education by allocating public funds directly to them. These funds can then be used to pay for tuition at private schools, including religious ones. The main goal here is to expand educational options, especially for low-income and disadvantaged students who might not otherwise have access to certain schools. By doing this, voucher programs also create competition between private and traditional public schools, since funding follows the student. However, this shift has raised several concerns. People worry about issues of equity, as not all students may benefit equally, and about the potential reduction in funding for public schools, which could impact their quality. Moreover, there are questions about regulatory oversight to ensure accountability. It's important to note that voucher programs vary widely depending on the state or district, with different rules about who qualifies and how the programs operate. This variation means the impact of voucher policies can differ significantly across the country. To wrap up, we've explored the diversity of school models across the United States, from different funding methods to various instructional styles and governance structures. We've also looked at the wide range of school choice options available to families today, such as charter schools and voucher programs, each bringing unique benefits and challenges. Additionally, we've seen how federal, state, and local authorities all play interconnected roles in shaping educational opportunities. Looking ahead, the key focus will be on finding the right balance between innovation, equity, and accountability as our schools continue to evolve. This balance is essential to ensuring that every student has access to quality education.